Hello. So I was going today I said I was going to do the change the job system, make it a little more robust, add all this junk to it, but I realized that the input system isn't quite what I wanted to do. And I actually made some changes. I recorded the changes, but the recording got corrupted, unfortunately. So I'll just kind of talk through the things I did. So I wanted to better track how mouse click and drag events are happening, and so I created drag callback, which is just basically an aliased version. It's pretty much identical to the cursor position callback. I could have probably just alias that, but I wanted to make it different just in case I need to add some new thing to it. Maybe I need to know the speed of the drag or whatever. That would be pretty easy to calculate. Actually, now that I think about it, I need to change this, but I will do that with you guys. So yeah, I just added some variables. I guess this was already there, but the drag start X and drag start Y. So when you click down, it'll save the position, and then that won't update, and then is drag active is just determining whether certain callbacks will be called. It'll basically if drag moved will only be called if the drag is active. If we take a look at the cursor position callback, you'll see it checks is drag active, and then it'll do the callbacks. If this is false, then nothing will happen, and it'll just do the normal cursor callbacks. Technically, this step, you could theoretically do this you could just reuse cursor callbacks, and you can still figure out the cursor callback as normal. But if you want to know if there's a click drag thing, then that's how you do it. So with how click drag is started, there are 3 events that you can listen to. There's started, there's moved, and there's ended. And moved is dealt with entirely here, but started and ended are dealt with here. So first it checks to see if the left mouse button is pressed. Previously I was doing this outside in the main method, but now I'm doing it here. If it is pressed, it'll save the drag start, and it'll set it to active. I'll also do a callback on drag started callback, and I'll just give it the position and and then if the left mouse button is released at any point, it will call the drag ended callbacks and pass in these 2. I actually need to change that because I want to also pass the started and the end. I want to have both. I basically need this I need both for the whatchamacallit, the ended Y. I need it for the selection box when I create the selection box, also for selection in general. So now you'll see these are all wrong now, which is fine. Now you just need to do input dash drag started X, input dash arrow drag started Y. And then I need to also do it here. Probably should have done a multi-replace, but whatever. Y. And there you go. So now I also did some stuff on the main method, but it's actually all wrong now because, of course. So this is ended x. I mean, it's probably more accurate to say current x, but I mean, that's something I can easily change. I mean, then I need to add double started x, double started y, and there you go. So yeah, if I do if I start the game and just to see it, to show you, when I click, it should show like the started and the moved and all that sort of stuff. And then I can do some of the, like some of this stuff. I can take out most of this, to be honest. I need to rethink how I'm doing that. But yeah. Where'd they put it? I guess it's still going. It's just taking forever. There we go. Okay. So yeah. Let's show the terminal. So yeah, you can see drag started, ended. Drag started, moved, ended. Yeah. And then I just need to tie it into the whatchamacallit, these things. Yeah. So because of this, I could probably get rid of, I don't think I'm just going to comment this out currently, because I don't know if I need the cursor position callback for anything at the moment. Because it's like, all this was just selection stuff, and it actually doesn't do it correctly, except for this. Like this mouse button callback, this is useful. Actually, no, I can't really get rid of that, can I? No, because I'm saving the position. Okay, I guess I can't get rid of all of this. I don't like how it's doing any of this. But yeah. I may also want to rename this instead of like drag, because I might want to do, because it's nice that it keeps track of the last place I was at. But yeah, I mean, I could theoretically piggyback that if I enable drag events from multiple like buttons. Like I could technically, like you could theoretically click drag with the right mouse button, but whatever. Basically all I need to do is just get rid of this, or I won't get rid of it. I will comment it out, and then I'll get rid of it after I figure out what needs to be done. Is left mouse button pressed? I don't know if that's used for, is that used for anything else? Not presently. Could theoretically. I mean, I should get rid of it just so it encourages me to do better things later. Also comment this out because I need to. Okay, I probably don't actually need this. I also created this method, update selection, which takes a selection and just updates it with like drag, start, drag, and sort of stuff. So it just kind of makes it a little easier. I'll actually do that in each of these each of these methods. Oh wait, no, that's too far. So update selection drag start x start y. Oops. Start x started ended x ended y. The naming is not consistent at all. And I need to add this to the there. Add that to the thing, or to the capture list, so that this closure actually knows where it is. And then also I need to change things. So I'm gonna do, I mean, I could probably just have like one universal. I also need to add world to the capture list as well, or just capture everything. But I'll be a good boy and just capture what I need. So yeah, so I'm updating the selection, and I know I have the deselect method, but it doesn't seem to do what I want. And in theory, selecting something with just a selection that, like, this selection should only return, if I did it properly, it should, I'm not that close in, but it should only return drag x, drag start x. I need to put this like that, or just use cursor x. Either way, this is functionally, like, just using cursor x and cursor y is functionally the same as what I'm doing here. It's just I don't want to use the old data. I just want to use the new data. But yeah, and I'll just put that up there because reasons. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you do the callback. Drag is currently active, and then you do the callback. It's still active, and then it's inactive. But yeah. Yeah, so this first method will get started x and ended x will be the same, started y and ended y, this will be the same. So essentially this selection will just be, it'll cover nothing, essentially. And let's just see how it works, because if this does the thing I think it's going to do, then the one thing, though, I could see, the one problem with doing it this way is that okay. Yeah, I feel like there was something wrong here. Seemed a little too easy. Dang it, too far again. So I probably actually want to do a deselect here. And then I actually probably want to do I probably need more methods than the ones I'm using, because I'm using there's three different states, but I'm only calling Selection changed. Selection ended. I probably just need to select started. Unless I have like, do I have like state anywhere? Yeah, I probably don't want to introduce state unnecessarily. Because that's just going to make things more difficult. Here's what I'm going to do. And events dot emit selection started event selection selection changed. And then stop selection. Now I just need to go where these are and essentially just duplicate that, and then selection started. Yeah, and that should be good. And I need to update how the selection system handles this. So this is a selection. Selection system also does rendering. Didn't know that. Oh wait, no. This is Okay, so I need to receive. I need another receiver. Void receive const selection started event and event. Okay. And why don't you like me? Defined. Why did I have the event pricks of prefix? Okay. So that'll mean that selection will be equal to event.selection is selecting is equal to true. I'm going to remove that. And I'm also going to render.update selection.min x selection.max or min y selection.max x selection.max y. Yeah. And that should do it. I mean, looking back, I could probably just have fetched the one method, but whatever. It's a little more clear this way. So that means this all looks good. And this needs to do a start selection, change selection, and stop selection, which is much more intuitive than what I was doing previously. It looks like there's still some problems though, probably with update selection. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see what's in here. we go. Let's start this and see how that goes. This always takes forever. Oh wait, did I just do build and not? That's dumb. Oh, it's either running. Okay, whatever. Just taking forever. Okay, it looks like I kind of confused it a bit. Okay, there we go. So that makes sense. That should all be the same value. And then the value changes. Oh, but this is wrong. That is wrong. This is right, but well, actually, e to the negative is a very small value. That's probably right. Yeah, that seems wrong. Let me see. Let me see what I'm doing here. X. I'm just going to maybe that's weird. Start X, current X. You know, it's just it's probably exactly the same. There's something's going wrong somewhere. I'm just kind of blind. Yeah, those look exactly the same. I don't know why I don't know why that is returning the full value. And like it shouldn't be a whole number. It should be a fraction, like this. You know, this seems kind of wrong because that's a really small number. Because it's like that's like 4.9 to the negative 324, which is really, really small. I mean, that could be correct, but that doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right at all. Oh, well, I guess for one, why is it always, oh, this must be 0. Why would that be, doesn't make sense. I guess part of what I'm doing wrong is I need to be checking the selection. So I'm just going to get these all at the same time. So selection.minx. dot max x. Come on. Selection dot max y. And let's see what that looks like. -1, -1, okay. That took its sweet time. I don't know why drag ended is going back to that. I don't know why these are weird. That's weird. Why is it going back? Why is this -1? That shouldn't be -1. Couldn't be this simple, could it? Cursor X, cursor Y, that looks fine. Cursor X, cursor Y. I mean, it should be fine. I am curious. They're updated there. Is it up? Is this updated? That should never be updated. I don't know why it's. Why this is always 1. Like that one's always 1. This one's always -1. Which is bizarre. Do I ever update cursor? Does it look like I update cursor X for 1? Or if I do... Okay, that's annoying. So... Cursor X equals X pause. The same for the Y. That might fix it. Well, it's building, and we're gonna take a look at the rest of this. Yeah, it's being slow, but at least it's looks better. So this one's wrong. This should be, that should be negative. It's being really slow for some reason. Starts to negative, goes to positive. Oh, okay, now that's negative. That should be right. Okay. That looks correct. I don't know why it's not. I might know why it's not rendering. Maybe. If I need to look at entity, I need to look at the selection. Honestly, the selection should probably just be an entity, now that I think about it, because that would be simpler, and you just have entity collision detection. There are some caveats to that, but whatever. So, job system now. So this updates is selecting, and it updates the renderer. But is this getting called? No. Which suggests that... Okay. Did I change something? I'm going to check where it should be getting called first. And selection system is getting updated. So that means is selecting is false? That shouldn't be true. No pun intended. Yeah, that's okay. That's annoying. So I'm setting it true here. Is this event? Does it? Do I have to? Oh yeah. That makes sense. Manager dot subscribe. It's kind of annoying, but makes sense. Selection started event. This. That should make it work. Because it's just if it just never updates. There we go. Ah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, that fixed that. It's probably all I'm going to do for this particular episode. There's a couple other things that I could do, but I need to get into. Well, let's just kind of look at the main method. I guess we'll clean this up first, and this. I'll leave it at there, or actually, I'm just gonna get rid of it because I can. I'll just get rid of that key callback. This all looks fine. All good. And yeah, so that should be everything for today. Let's do, oh yeah, let's get rid of these. Oops. Because I don't want to be updating the terminal all the time. As fun as that sounds. Yep, that is a lot better. Yeah. Though there is, let's see, I'm gonna test some things while I'm here. It's going really slow because I'm actually updating my computer. Oh man, it is really slow. Yeah, and I should probably do this. So essentially, I'll probably take some look at how things are working if they're doing what I think they will. Other than that, though, for today, I'm not going to be doing much else on this. I'm actually going to be taking about a 2-week vacation going to Hawaii, so I won't be uploading for the next 2 weeks. If I do upload, it's probably going to be anything small things, but don't count on it. I'm just need some time. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good. Wish my computer wasn't running so slow right now, but other than that, okay. Well, thanks for spending some time with me, and hopefully that you learned something. I'm actually really happy with this change. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. Things that I could do differently. I could just have one drag callback and just have like an enum or an integer just saying what type it is. Kind of similar to how like with like the mouse button callbacks, it has like the button to say, oh, it's this one, but it'd be like, oh, started or moved or ended. And yeah, that's good. Only so next time I will get into the job system code. I need to rethink that because the way I'm doing it is work to get things going, but it's not super robust. For one, you could see like usually the same entity would get pegged for the job every single time. It wasn't like it'd be just done with its job, and rather than the closest entity or something being tasked with the thing, or the one that hasn't done anything in a while. I mean, there's a variety of ways to do it, but yeah. So yeah, that's it for today. Have a nice day, and thanks for coming. Guess if you like the video, like it and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Show it to your friends. Let me know if there's anything I can particularly like change. Mostly concerning like audio and stuff. I am concerned that I talk really quiet, but that might be actually a breath of fresh air considering a lot of YouTubers tend to be very, very loud. But yeah, so that's all for today. See you in a couple weeks.